do you mean? It's still processing that. Damn, it takes forever. I guess that's good. We'll have like layers of people. I think we're officially live. Yep.
Okay.
Ooh, and we have our first official viewer.
Yay.
Okay. Oh, I didn't know if we hovered over it'll tell me where they're from. Oh, that's really cool. I'm learning something new right now.
Yay.
So this says like they're coming from my Facebook. Even though those views aren't super helpful, because as soon as I get like off the live stream and I go to look,
It's not going to show.
no, it shows like hundreds of people that this never counted. And I'll be like, oh, people were watching. Okay. Okay.
It's a nice surprise.
It is. It is a good surprise. I like a good surprise.
Good surprise.
Yeah.
Good to know.
So, that being said, today on the Business Readiness Program Masterclass, I should just start saying BRP, but I feel like people won't know what BRP is exactly.
Yeah.
It's a good acronym though.
Yeah.
But today we have Katlyn.
Hi.
I have known Katlyn, this is probably what, 3 years? 2 years. I think so.
Wow. Yeah, it's possible.
Because I took the contract in 2022.
And I started my business June of 2024 officially.
Yeah.
Made it
and so it was a little bit, we met before that.
Okay.
I think, right? Because I was like, you need to get your LLC.
Yeah, something like that.
So yeah. Okay, well, at least 2 years.
Yeah, at least.
At least 2 years. And you're located here in Rock County too.
Yes.
Where?
So I am now in Milton, but I also am virtual. So virtual, and then I have a space. I'm in Emerge Wellness, which she just moved to Milton. 42 Merchant Row, by the can't think of the word. There's a gas station right there. Quick Trip, I believe.
A Quick Trip? We love a good Quick Trip.
So I'm in the building Emerge Wellness. There's myself and then 6 other
providers
businesses there.
Yeah.
So that's where I mostly hold my Reiki and everything.
Makes sense.
But otherwise coaching, I do virtual. I can even just do phone calls, which is nice. So
no, that is really cool. Okay. So I know when you first started though, like when we first started talking, you did not have a space.
No, I did not.
So in 2 years, you went from no space to moving into a space, but you had one before this too.
Yes. So what was it? Stephanie Licata Art. She was in Cambridge and she was looking to start a collective of businesses just starting up to have a space to kind of like have a home base. So that's who also took over Synergy and is now making it Emerge Wellness.
Okay. So a little bit of a rebrand on them too.
Yes, for her. Well, she has the Emerge, which is the collective, and then she also has her own business, Stephanie Licata Art.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's nice.
It is. It's coming. I can see her dream. Like it's actually like becoming what she has been envisioning for the past year.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. So give like everyone watching, I kind of know you obviously, but give everyone watching like just the premise of your business, because today we're talking about foundational wellness, which obviously, why would we talk about that with you?
Okay. So, I mostly I've always been a nanny, but I went back to school to get, my bachelor's in healthy lifestyle coaching, because with also my volunteer work that I've done as CASA, which is Court Appointed Special Advocate for Foster Children, I saw that parents really needed like a life coach, basically, to help them gain the confidence that they need when they get their children back, and how everything about life kind of like goes together. Like, routines for kids are very important. Especially with all that back and forth from fostering to back home. Like, I just saw a lot going on with that. Yeah. And it's not just the kids who suffer, it's also the parents. Sometimes they don't understand how to work with that transition, because
that's
all
a rough
emotions
one.
are going into it. So Originally, that's why I went to school, but it's a little harder to get into that that realm. But ultimately, it's really about working on the advocating for yourself part of your life. I do believe in medical, pharmacy, all that kind of stuff, but I also am very holistic. So I truly believe that you should have a combination of them both. It would be very nice to also be able to talk to people's doctors and kind of work as a team. You need a team for your health,
Correct.
basically. So that's why I started this. And then you actually told me to bring in my Reiki, and I started doing that, and I enjoy that as well. And they just kind of merged together because whatever is coming up through Reiki, with coaching, it goes hand in hand, because a lot of that you're dealing with your mental health, and it leans into all other aspects of life, your sleep, and people have shared like, I'm not sleeping well, and then it's like you get into that. So it's very interesting how they all kind of like
they do coincide. I mean,
together.
yeah, if you have a lot of stress in your life, you won't sleep. Like, that's just right. And as a business owner, having stress in your life is kind of like the thing.
Yeah.
So I'll
attest to that.
It is. It's so well, and like the thing is, it's so much fun, but it also is a lot of stress. And like sometimes stress can be like fun stress where you're like, I'm so excited that I get to do this thing, or I'm gonna go do it, like I get to go speak, or I get to go help, or I get to whatever, right? Sometimes it's that kind of stress. But then on the flip side, it's the stress like, am I gonna make payroll? Can I make rent? Like my bills are due, like this client is unhappy, I gotta fix that. Like that stress is no fun.
Not at all.
Yeah.
But we all go through it.
We all go through it. Yes. Which is part of the reasons I started this masterclass, right? Because I wanted people that are starting a business or thinking about starting a business to have an idea that like here are some people I could reach out to and like chat with, because they also are in the business space or started a business, right? I think out of everyone that's been on here, I think we've only had one or two people, Carrie from the Chamber in Beloit, and Elena from Downtown Janesville Inc., which is the next episode, shout out. But those two are technically not business owners. But they work very, very, very closely with business owners. So I felt like they should come on, but everybody else has been a business owner. So, because to me, like it builds a community, kind of like the whole collective thing, right? And you need a team to help you succeed in pretty much everything, right? It takes a village and everything.
Yes, it does.
And if you can like listen to somebody that has done it or is currently doing it and be like, oh, that's normal. Okay.
That's normal.
Like one less thing to stress about, one less gray hair.
Yeah. One less gray hair.
One less gray hair, girl. She'd be looking. No, you know what I did? I pulled them out.
You're not supposed to do that.
Oh, I'm aware. And then they didn't come back.
Oh,
so
that's a shock.
I know. I was like, I wish I had them now, but I pulled them out. I pulled out the gray hairs, but then I watched a video and it scared me so much I never pulled out another gray hair. That like this lady pulled all her gray hairs out and then they were regrowing. So she like this halo of like little 1-inch gray hairs that she couldn't do anything with because she'd put her hair back and then they go right back out. So it was like this, like literally she had like a buzz cut of gray hair and then the rest of her dark hair was like pulled in a ponytail.
Oh gosh.
I was like, never could be me.
Never again.
I would crash out. I would have a real problem. Actually. Such a problem. So, but the stress and the gray hairs be happening. Yeah, but yours is really pretty, by the way. So you can't see it. But hers is like perfectly salt and pepper. Like there's like they come through really nicely versus like a whole patch. Like yeah, that's perfect. I'm just saying, goals in my life. I'm not gonna lie. I saw a lady. This is totally off. Not really health and wellness. I saw a lady with she had the same curl pattern as me, but it was all like white and gray.
Oh.
Girl, when I tell you, I was like, woman, you are gorgeous. And I want your hair. So pretty. It was so pretty. And she had such beautiful skin. Anyway, goals in life. But, like if if you have somebody in business that has done it or at least understands the stress of like, I gotta find another space or I gotta grow or I gotta do that, and then you can have that conversation. It does help with the stress.
Yeah.
So that was the idea behind the master class, is that and like imparting some knowledge that maybe the rest of us don't have. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, wellness. Do you know how many people I talk to that like don't know the basics? And it's so sad.
A lot of people.
A lot of people. And like I'll be like, did you drink any water today? Like, I know you have a headache, but did you drink? No, I didn't. Well, hear me out. You might need a little H2O. You're like a plant.
Electrolytes too.
A little plant. You're like a little plant. You need to water yourself. So that being said, as I drink a cup of coffee, you know what's really sad? This is why you don't use things that aren't yours. I have no clue whose creamer it was that I used. It's just in there, and it's just creamer, no flavoring. This is karma. That's karma for me. That is karma for me.
Was it in like a actual? It's actual.
It's actual coffee creamer container.
Okay.
Yeah. No. And I just assumed because it said Coffee Mate that would also have like vanilla or hazelnut in it. Nope. Just creamer.
Just creamer. Just half and half.
So I put a lot of half and half in this thing, hoping that it was gonna. Yeah,
milky.
I always say like I want the same color as me, and then I'm happy. Well, because this is Keurig coffee, so usually it'd be a French press. Then it wouldn't look like me like this. It'd be a darker version of me. It'd be summer version. Summer version of me. But this is Keurig coffee,
Not
and it needs help. Keurig coffee needs help. But anyway, so. You do the healthy wellness coaching, right? Which is like, what are the main things you see over and over again that people like? They're like, oh, I need help with this. Like, I'm so lost.
So a lot of it is like, kind of like basic life, like just the stress in life, and a typical, I guess, like session or sessions, because it's not just one session with coaching. Reiki, it's another thing. I can have like one-off sessions here and there, but usually it's like a grouping of sessions. And I mean, with clients, we can talk about, like the relationship between two people.
Yep.
And then the next week it'll be simply like something isn't working right, like something else is bothering them. So it's really about finding ways to work within each of those and how they connect. Sometimes it can take a few sessions to figure out what truly is stressing the person out.
That's fair.
So that, many different things. And of course, when it comes to coaching, life coaching, there's a very fine line, whereas like, I'm not your counselor, I'm not your therapist, but it gets very close to that. So I think recognizing as a coach, like when the person needs therapy to when they don't. And sometimes, for the most part, having a life coach, healthy lifestyle coach, it's almost more like you're talking to a friend.
Correct. Yeah.
So, they're getting advice from me about what the next step can be. And anybody can be like, no, that's not what I want. And that's what I want for you, because it's really about learning things about what you need in order to achieve the stress that you're going through currently.
Yep.
And that probably keeps reoccurring, which is why you're reaching out to somebody, because you're dealing with the same stress and it's a pattern, but you're not recognizing the pattern because you're living in the pattern. So having a life coach, a healthy lifestyle coach, I can see patterns. The more we talk, the more sessions I start to recognize patterns. And those are the ones that we want to talk about.
That's awesome. And then it's hard, like looking internal and seeing the pattern. And then when you realize that you have that pattern, changing it.
Changing it is the hardest part, because like you can change it for a week, but ultimately you want to be doing the change for a solid 90 days, which is 3 months.
Yeah.
And then in that 3 months, it should just turn into the habit itself.
Yeah, it just changes the way we do that. Well, okay. So then I guess my follow-up there is that you brought up something really cool. You said, I'll give you an example, like help or whatever, and you say, no, I don't want to do that. I think that's a really good way to think about things too, is just because somebody said it doesn't mean it has to fit with you, but it's
Mhm.
really good to have that education.
Yeah.
Right? Like one step into nope, is better than 0 steps into not figuring it at all.
Exactly.
So that's a really good point. I like that. I think people need to address therapy like that too.
Yeah, of course.
You
I
know.
mean, I'm big on therapy.
Mhm.
I always some people, I'm just like, I think therapy would be beneficial for you
Yeah.
and everything. So that goes more into the like more of the mental health aspect. Of
Mhm.
course, like just having someone there to really listen, which I called it like listening ear
Mhm.
basically, is I'm here to hold space for you and for you to release whatever needs to be released
Mhm.
ultimately. Therapy can do that as well, but they have other tools that can help with more of the brain, the mental, the psych, all that kind of stuff. So
No, the meds.
the meds, I don't do that. That's a psychiatrist.
Yeah, that needs to go. You need to go talk to somebody about that. But that's helpful. And I do think, with a entrepreneurship, having a therapist that understands that, like, yeah, we're going to be living in cortisol every now and then because that's just the nature of being the owner. Because I've personally talked with a few therapists that have gone like, oh, well, you need to cut that stress out. And I'm like, that also includes like killing a company and, like 15 people's jobs and like, you know what I mean? Like I gotta work on managing it and realizing the patterns and helping myself not have those patterns. So that's very helpful. Okay. So you do that. And then explain for those listening that don't know what it is. What is Reiki?
Reiki is energy from higher power that uses my body basically to transfer to the person I'm working on.
Okay.
I kind of think of it like magic. Like there's just like this flow of energy. If like something could pop up and like show some color coming through my hand while I'm doing this, that'd be cool. Great.
Post editing.
So it's kind of like that. For me, as the Reiki practitioner, I get visions in my mind. I get feelings. I've cried. Sometimes I get super cold or super warm. This one client I was working on one time, I work with the chakras also.
Yeah.
So you have your root, then you have your sacral, your solar plexus, your heart, your throat, your third eye, and your crown. And with this client, I was working on their root. So I usually work around your feet then, because that's how I see what your root is. And from one side to the other side, while I was working on it, one side my body was swaying, like I almost fell over, and the other side there was like nothing. So, and then when I worked on both of them together, I would get sort of a sway on one side, but it was so weird. So I did one side and then the other. And when I was talking with them afterwards, they're like, yeah, I have more liquid on one side of more like liquid on one side of my body. I'm like, well, that makes sense. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. Right. And then the other side, there's not that much movement with fluid. So I'm like, well, that makes more sense. So when I do work with people, especially as a first time, I don't ask some of those questions like a massage therapist, like where does it hurt? And you circle on it. Like I don't ask any of those things because I really want basically the magic to show itself. So it's very interesting how energy transfers like that. Transfers. So for anybody who's not sure of it, I would say definitely come to even like my group stuff. I have one actually tomorrow at the new place. It's Welcome May, and I include it with the new moon that's every month. And then I do like a group Reiki on everybody. So it's not as intense when it's with the group, but you can think of it like meditation. I'll have eye masks, blankets. So if you fall asleep, totally normal, totally natural. We love a good nap. Yes. I do be loving me a good nap. I get kind of mad though when I'm getting a massage and I fall asleep because I'm like,
I missed it. Like
Yeah.
I know she's in there doing her thing, but I missed it.
I know what you mean though sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so Reiki, I look at it more as like you can have a good nap because
Yep.
you can still dream, which
Mhm.
means whatever that energy is, whatever's going on with that energy, I'm able to tap into it. But you also have to be open and willing for that energy to
Yep.
receive that energy as well.
No, that's so true. That's so true. Okay. All right, cool. Good to know. So let's talk about entrepreneur. Like, we know what you do, kind of, at this point.
Yeah,
We know things.
for the most part.
For the most part, we know things. I mean, I don't be knowing nothing. I've been making it up as I go, if we're going to be honest. But I have a couple questions here because we're so prepared. So prepared. Okay. So when we're talking to entrepreneurs, right, you've gotten this far, you're like, okay, yeah, healthy lifestyle, wellness, Reiki, energy, stress patterns, all this stuff, right? You're listening and you're like, okay, but really, how can I make this like functional on my end as an entrepreneur, as somebody starting a business or running a business, right? So what is like the biggest wellness mistake or maybe health mistake, or maybe not even a mistake, maybe that's a bad word, but you know what I mean? Faux pas. Maybe don't do that. Like my favorite is, did you drink water today? Right. But what is one of the biggest wellness mistakes that you see entrepreneurs, business owners normalize that are quietly hurting their performance long term?
Other than not drinking water.
Other than not drinking water, because that one's mine. I'm claiming that one. That was mine.
Okay. A lot of it is like actually not eating. That's probably the biggest one. And I can actually testify to that because when I'm like really into something, working on something, I'm like, what time is it? I'm like, wow, 4 hours went by and it's
Where's
past
lunch?
It's past everything. So I believe truly having a snack or a small meal every 2 to 3 hours, it's about fueling your body. That's how you want to look at it, is like water fuels you. I mean, our body is made up of water. So you want to keep that going. And then food itself fuels you, your brain, carbs, fats, and proteins. You want to at least have every meal some sort of protein, unless you have like one meal that has a bunch of protein that you don't need that. But that's what our bodies run on, are those three things. So you want to have those. So yes, while a bag of, Cheetos sounds wonderful, it's not really doing anything for you. And the carb is not doing anything for you as well. So
you gotta have all three. So I guess side note, because I'm nosy, what's your favorite go-to then for like a little like, okay, I got 5 seconds between this and that?
My favorite go-to, I make homemade protein drinks. So those are the easiest to go to. Because you can just grab and go. I also peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, even though it's not high in protein, because
peanut butter is only so good, but
peanut butter is not protein, it's a fat, unfortunately. But it can be good to like work out. So if you're gonna go run around or whatever, just something to fuel. Protein is, from my point of view, is hard to come by because of a lot of the products that suggest they're protein, if you actually look at it, it's most likely a carb.
Oh.
Yes. Or a fat.
Oh shit.
So like if your goal is to lose weight, then you really have to like look at the back and see what you're really putting into your body. Protein is however much you weigh in grams.
Ooh.
So that's how much protein you should be getting into your body. There's things like, I use...
so like if you weigh 100 pounds, you should put 100 grams of protein in. Okay. Because I weigh 100 pounds for everyone that's listening.
Of course, this just also depends on how much, like if you're trying to gain muscle and all that kind of stuff. And with that, that's when I would resource you out. I would refer you to a nutritionist or a dietitian. Yeah. Like we can talk about those things. So what I do is I'm almost like
let's figure out where you're maybe lacking so we
lacking,
can,
and then
yeah.
that, but also talk about like what you may have found out. So like anyone who's a diabetic who like just found out they're diabetic, that's when they could come to me and they can talk about this more. Let's talk more about this. Let's figure out a way, because most doctors are like, you got to cut everything out. No. First of all, that's not sustainable.
No, it's not
for that person, and most likely they're going to like, in a sense, like relapse.
They're gonna lose a foot. They're gonna lose a foot because
so
they're gonna be like, ice cream's still delicious.
Yeah. So what small step? What's one thing we can take away?
Okay.
If you think of it that way, that's how I can help in that situation.
I like that.
Because I'm not a dietitian. I can't tell you what you can eat. I'm not a personal trainer. I can't tell you
how much of
workouts
you
can. I can't do any of that legally. And I wouldn't do it anyways. I say that out loud. Fun fact there.
I'm not doing that.
Not doing that. So, but like vital proteins, it's like a blue container. There's also other containers. I use unflavored because a lot of things have stevia or sucralose in them, and my body does not digest, or whatever the word is, metabolize it correctly. If you do use those products and you suffer from bloating, it's most likely because of stevia.
Really? See,
or
okay.
Cramping.
I have another I have a side note. I just planted 2 stevia plants. Okay. Have you ever done like the actual like plant, like not the stuff that's already processed into the packet?
The plant you should be better off on because it's actually the plant.
Yes, not the pre. I mean, I grew one last year and she was big and beautiful. I was so proud of myself. And first of all, it's like one leaf and it tastes like a whole cup of sugar. It's so sweet, which is wild. But so I planted 2 more because I was like, then I can dry it and I can have it for like putting in my coffee and stuff, and I don't have to use sugar. But I do wonder, because it's not like, like you open a stevia packet, it's granules. That's not what a leaf looks like.
No, and it is completely different. I'm talking more about like the packaging at a grocery store. Like, I mean, like cane sugar, if you get the cane, like
it don't look the same.
That doesn't look the same, as like the granules and stuff. So I always try to do the more natural, basically like, what did your ancestors use? Because your ancestors did not use little packets of stevia or little packets of Splenda, and they didn't use those things. So why are we using them into our bodies and causing all these things? And some of the research that I did with stevia or sucralose, because I was having like major cramps and I was like, what's going on? Like, what's in this product? And they really made it for diabetics and people who are trying to lose weight because they eat so much sugar. So then what are our normal people doing? Like what, and people are giving this to their kids. I mean, like, what are we doing? If your kid's not a diabetic, why are you giving them? I think stevia is, I know Splenda is like 600 times sweeter than regular sugar.
Oh yeah, it like Splenda is ridiculous.
So is stevia.
Have you ever like put Splenda? I don't know if you drink coffee, but like put a Splenda in a cup of coffee, and you're like, whoa.
So funny story.
Because I made that mistake multiple times.
Funny story about Splenda is I actually also have my pastry degree.
Okay.
So this is the funny part. I have a pastry degree and now I'm a healthy lifestyle coach.
But you know what? Pastries are good for you because they're good for my soul.
I actually tell people like you should allow yourself that. Like a lot of people carry the guilt of like having a piece of cake, and it's just like that's the weight you're carrying, just so you know. So while I was in pastry school, my friend and I, there was like a competition that you had to use Splenda in the recipe and everything. And her and I tried to remake like a cupcake recipe instead of just like substituting the sugar. So we had like a billion cupcakes and we're like, the consistency isn't right. We're getting so angry. And we're like, chef, like, what is wrong with this? Like, we're not understanding it. And she's like, you guys, like, all you had to do was substitute. And we're like, we wasted 2 days on this. What? But, like, yeah, we're like, never again. And they gave us like these bags like this big of Splenda. I think I just had Splenda just sitting on top of the fridge for like, I don't know, 2 years.
What do you do with it? Yeah, like
I mean, as a diabetic,
Mhm.
diabetic can benefit from it
Mhm.
because it's not going to spike their sugar. And
Yeah.
that's the point of it. So, understanding what the ingredients are, why they're used,
Mhm.
what are they used for. I mean, in all honesty, like high fructose corn syrup was in everything. Now stevia is in everything.
Mhm.
So why aren't we questioning it?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No,
But
you're
yeah,
not wrong.
that's awesome that you actually grow the plant. Like that's
It's so
the best
cool.
way
You need to come see it. Okay, first of all, side note, my garden this year, ooh baby. Ooh baby. She gonna be cool. Okay, I spent all weekend. I spent Mother's Day weekend gardening, and Devin built me 2 new raised beds, and I filled them babies up with herbs. Okay, so many.
I should have you come to my house and help me because I don't have a green thumb at all.
Oh, I don't either. No.
You don't?
No. I plan.
You do.
I plan. I plant. I pick. Everything in between, Devin.
Okay. So Devin needs to help me.
He'll be like, you wouldn't even have those cucumbers if I didn't water them every day.
Oh, okay.
Which is true. I just leave things just like happen. Okay, so, but that
Like
being said,
for you.
it is magic. I'll walk inside and be like, oh, the sprinkler is on. Oh, that's nice.
No, I have to do everything.
Yeah, they would be dead if it was up to me. The outside plants dead. The inside plants somewhat dead too. I'd be forgetting about them. I'll be like, wow, they're so pretty, and then I forget to water them for like 3 weeks. Correct
Okay.
story. But I'm trying to get better. With the rise of short videos, I'll be finding my creators, and they be helping a sister out. There's this one girl. This is side business, like the side note on the business side. Making short videos for your business is so important, and she makes short videos about different plants. So going backwards, plants have been an upper crust, like white person thing, because the reason why that is because in America they became illegal for you to pick plants, for you to grow plants, for you to have plants, for anyone that wasn't pasty.
Okay.
Very interesting. The history behind plants in general, incredibly interesting, right? Like if you think about like, I was reading like, the historical fiction, and the Duke was a botanist, right? He had a greenhouse. That wasn't like a normal job for people. You had to have a bunch of money. And here in the US, like we actually, like you could get arrested for going and picking fruit in the national forest.
Well, that's true actually. Because my husband's grandma got in trouble.
But like they did that because when they freed all the slaves, they wouldn't give them jobs, which means they didn't have food, so they went out to the wild. And the Native Americans go out to the wild to find their food, so that's why they outlawed it. It's very interesting. Anyway, so all these things with plants. So I went, you know what? As an act of social rebellion, and also because I really like looking at a plant. Normally there's a plant sitting here in case you're watching and you're like, where'd my plant go? Jocelyn does have a green thumb and also apparently a bug thumb.
You don't like bugs?
I grew some gnats, some fungal gnats in the soil. So she had to go home. She gonna get some fresh soil, and then she'd be back.
What did you just say?
Fungal gnats?
Fungal gnats?
Yeah, so it's like the little fruit gnats.
Yeah.
But they specifically grow in plant soil.
Oh.
And so I tried for a while. I do think I killed like most of them with hydrogen peroxide. Yes, you can put hydrogen peroxide right into soil.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
I think I killed them, but then I still saw 1 or 2 every now and then, and I went that 1 or 2 is too many.
Yeah.
So two make 3, 4, 8.
Yeah.
And so I was like, So I took them home because I was like, I'm gonna do my gardens, which means I'll be messing around with soil. And then I proceeded to redesign my whole house. It's a whole thing. Can you tell we're friends? It's a whole thing. And so I still have not replanted the plant. All that to say.
Still in the same soil?
Still in the same soil.
Okay.
In the outside.
Well, at least it's outside and not
because I didn't want it to infect the rest of my plants. So anyway, all that to say, short videos led me to this creator. I will find her name for anyone that wants it. Shoot me a message, I'll find her. But she's Black and she's beautiful, and she's got a wife that also is Black and beautiful, and she has 600 houseplants. They bought a house. Like literally, you get to watch her whole story. She like started in an apartment, and then they ended up buying a house so they could actually keep doing this whole plant thing.
Wow.
She goes to like plant cons, like super cool. But
Wow.
she maybe you're watching and you know who I'm talking about. But she's got sexy plant juice spray, which like she makes at home. She's like, don't be buying this stuff off of Walmart or Amazon. She's like, you can do this, so you know what's in it, so you know what you're spraying on your plants that are making the air you breathe inside your home.
Yeah.
And I'm like, really? Wow. So I follow everything she does. Anyway, short videos, king. So yeah, so I've been doing that. But back to that, stevia.
Mm-hmm.
You can dry it. You put it in the dehydrator and it just crinkles down to like dust.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be just sprinkling it on stuff.
Yeah.
So my next goal is, because I bought 2 plants this year. 2. And I'm going to try to keep them alive. So, you know, this fall, everybody listening and watching, you can ask me, how did it go by keeping these alive to bring into your house for the winter, so that I have stevia all winter.
Smart.
Because we're trying in my household to do less sugar. It's working.
That's good.
I'm a big honey fan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big date syrup fan. And I think I'm gonna try stevia, because stevia, like literally 1 leaf would sweeten this whole thing of coffee.
Yep,
It's
that's what it says in the
wild.
research too.
Yeah, and
It's
like you can eat like a little baby leaf that it just put out, and you can like put it in your mouth, and it like sweetens. It also is a natural analgesic. So like that and licorice can help.
I love licorice.
I was just thinking, as I'm planting all my 1,000,010 plants, going, where am I going to put all these? I was like, I should have bought a licorice plant. Because that's really helpful to have just in general. But so you can put it on wounds and stuff. Anyway, things that you didn't know were businesses that are the plant books. Shout out to Tattoo Treat Books. Okay, Denna. Do you remember Denna? Blue hair bookstore. Okay, I know you've met her a couple times. But anyway, blue hair. She doesn't have blue hair currently. It's black, and I think that was just. I told her it was a horrible decision. She needs to go back to blue.
Because that's how everyone knows her.
Because that's how I know her. No, she's just a very vibrant color girl.
Yeah.
If she's watching, shout out to Denna, Tattoo Treat Books in Fort Atkinson. Okay. Amazing human being. She had her grand opening. And I showed up. This is on wellness. This is on wellness and planning for the stress in your life, because you know it's going to happen. So she has her grand opening. I hope she doesn't care that I'm saying this. There were so many people at this grand opening. Okay. They were all trying to talk to her because she's the shop owner. And so she's got, kind of like you, she's a co-op going on. So she's got her bookstore in the front, and in the back is Chroma Art Studio. I met her very briefly. She seems amazing. She had so much cool stuff back there. I didn't even get to go back there though, because there's so many people in the bookstore part. And Denna's like, well, I'm planning to check everybody out myself. On wellness, don't do that. And she goes, I'm trying to check everyone out myself. And I was like, just teach me how to use your POS. Come to find out, it's Square. I know how to use it. Just like teach me how you Denna put like stuff into the POS so I know how to find it. We did $8,000 in sales.
Wow.
And I think we opened at 9 and I left at like 2:33.
That's amazing.
Right? So like 6 hours. She still had hours to go. $8,000 in sales. So just think about that, on how many people that was. We had a line consistently. I sweated. I was sweating. I was sweating. Not because like I was super stressed, but because like I never stopped moving.
Yeah.
Checking these people out. It was awesome. Okay. So I say all of that because she gave me a $50 gift card to buy books. And I just did that yesterday. Thankfully, and this is also why you need entrepreneur friends, she reminded me twice that she gave me a gift card and I need to use it before it expires. Very sweet of her. And so I remembered yesterday when I was sitting on my couch and I went, oh, and I went and bought books. I bought on 2 things, which is very weird. I went and bought books on plants and herbal remedies, because I truly think that you can probably heal a lot of things, a lot, not all, with what you eat. And 2, I bought books on AI.
Of course you did.
Plants and AI. So 2 very
AI plants.
AI plants. I mean, that would be helpful. But all that to say, going backwards, what you put in your body does matter. Yeah. And I will tell you, if I plan well
Mm-hmm.
and do a protein heavy breakfast, my brain functions better about 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon
Mm-hmm.
than if I did like a cereal breakfast. Because
Okay.
cereal is a
It's
quick
just
crash.
sugar
Yeah, I mean I do like
and
the good cereal like Chex and stuff, but like still it's a quick
still,
crash.
it's more like you
Quick
eat the whole
energy.
box
Yeah.
kind of a thing.
That's my problem. So I will say that that's been very helpful. But when we're talking about protein, because I did not know this about, I'm just learning things. So hopefully you guys don't mind. I didn't know that they were mostly fats and carbs. Then how do they calculate that? How they make that make sense?
Well, most of it. So nuts are fat. They're fat because think about it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
That's
peanut butter.
that's the source of for what
Like,
they grow. Yeah, the plant
yes.
grows.
So
Yeah.
most healthy like bars that say they're protein most likely have a nut in them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's fat. And then carbs are all the other things that they put into it,
Mm-hmm.
like sugars. Carbs turn into sugar.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
So
Yep.
for the most part, if you're counting the sugars, you might as well count the 45 grams of carbs that are in
Mm-hmm.
that, along with the added
Yep.
sugars. And I mean, it's really just about reading through the ingredients to see what truly makes up the product.
Mm-hmm.
If you come across a word you don't know how to say, you most likely shouldn't put it in your body. I mean, I barely shop in the aisles anymore. It's just the outside,
Mm-hmm.
and then a few condiments here and there. But yeah, it's kind of wild. But
Mm-hmm.
protein for the most part, like it's very rare to find anything that is actually higher in protein. So
Like, because eggs are like just a hard boiled egg is protein and
yeah,
fats, but
yeah, fats and proteins, and then there's a little
mm-hmm.
bit of carb in there. But like eating actual meat basically is
Mm-hmm.
the best form.
What about like beans, like legume, like what? Not
That's more of a
legumes.
carb.
Yeah.
At least like you can see it in like a can. So like a can of
Like black beans.
Just turn it around and look at your fats, carbs, and proteins, and whichever one is higher, that's what it consists of.
Ooh, that's a really good
That's your
one.
consistent. So like if you're trying to what is it? It's like my macros.
Mm-hmm.
I have been trying to like teach myself how to like make a meal that
Mm-hmm.
way, or like a meal
Mm-hmm.
prep that way. Sometimes it's just easier to use like cup,
Mm-hmm.
like just measuring cup,
Mm-hmm.
and just without having to
Weigh and measure.
Numbers is not my thing.
Really,
Like,
who would have thought? Magic and health and not numbers. That makes sense. Yep. That's fair. My numbers is not my thing either. What did I do not too long ago? And they were like, Jocelyn, that's not the number at all. And I went, I keep telling you not to trust whatever I said when it comes to a number. If I didn't have a number in front of me or a calculator, don't trust it.
but for the most part, like it's super easy to, like, if you read the back of something, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
fat, I'm trying to think. So like peanut butter, usually fats is like 16, carbohydrates, I'm not 100% sure on it. Protein is usually 8 grams. So just out
Mm-hmm.
of that, I know it's a fat, because fat is 16 is higher than 8.
Correct. Okay.
So
That's a really easy way to do things then, because it's
Mhm.
less time. That's less time I have to spend on like, will that work? Will it work? Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that now. So when you start seeing me post food content, you know why? Because I'm only 100 pounds, clearly. No, but like the thing is I ride so much and like I work with horses so much that uh and for anyone that doesn't know, I have lupus. And so like my muscles take probably close to 3 times the amount of energy they used to take just to do things. It's wild. And so like if I don't eat just right, like I will walk up a flight of stairs and be like, oh yeah, no, my quads are done. Like it feels like I've been in the gym and we went to failure. And I'm like, what is this? And then they'll be fine again in 5 minutes because my body doesn't replenish fast enough. So I have to like eat to make that make sense. So anyway, that being said, Another question, because we have more than one. How does chronic stress actually affect decision making, clarity, productivity, etc.? Not just in business owners, I guess, but anybody.
Anybody. I
Yeah.
mean, for the most part, I mean, we all probably have gone through chronic stress in our lives.
If you're watching this or listening to this, I hope you're like, oh yeah, I'm looking at owning a business or starting a business. You will go through
You
some
will go
chronic
through
stress. I'm
stress.
pre-warning you, and if you are going through that, that's okay. You can reach out and ask. But
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
for the most part, what was the question?
yeah. No, like what how does it like affect your decision making, your creativity, your productivity?
So of course, like chronic stress, usually you're thinking about whatever that is. Like
Mhm.
it's on your mind consistently. I actually am an overthinker, so when something is bothering me, that's all I
Mhm.
think about.
Yep.
And then other things,
Kind of way.
they kind of fall to
Mhm.
the side. And of course, like overthinking doesn't help my sleep. So what? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's that 3 a.m., 2 a.m. can't fall asleep. Let me
Yep.
go do research type of stuff.
Mhm.
Of course, it's really about learning how your body needs rest in a way.
Okay, that's huge.
So I've learned that as long as I go to bed between, like, I'm laying in bed, even if I'm playing games on my
Mhm.
phone, yes, you shouldn't do that, but sometimes
You know
it
what?
actually is a stress
Reliever. It
relief.
is for me. Yeah.
So I think acknowledging why you're doing it, like if you're doing it to basically like numb something out, you should probably go see a therapist.
Mhm.
If you're doing it to simply just relax a little bit, I mean,
Have some enjoyment. Yeah.
have a little bit of enjoyment. Maybe even put a timer on your phone if you're like, okay, like now I need to just like get off of it. But for the most part, like as long as I'm in bed either by 10 or 10:30 and I'm asleep by 11,
Mhm.
I sleep through the night. I have no problems. I don't wake up,
Okay.
nothing like that. And then I've learned that waking up at 6:30 is like it's my perfect. If I wake up at like 6, like snooze and I'm back down.
Mhm.
Like it's so difficult for me to get up. So I think, like, what was it? There's a workout class on Fridays where I
Mhm.
go that start at 6.
Mm-mm.
I want to go, but my body's like,
I need that 30 minutes. Thank you.
I'm like
Yeah.
5:30 because I got to be there at 6, and I'm rolling in, and she's like, you need to be here 10 minutes early. I'm like, yeah, that's not happening.
No, I will show up when I show up. Thank you. Yeah, no, that's true. And now that you say that, and I always, for me, right, my chronic stress, my eyebrows fall out
Mm-hmm.
and my hair thins. So fun facts. And then I get way sore in my muscles, but I think that's secondary because usually if I'm stressing, I'm spending a lot of time working,
and you're tight. Your
and I'm
muscles
tightening it.
Everything's
Yep.
tightening. So
So like every time I notice something like that, I'm like, oh, okay. And when it comes to sleeping, I've always been a really good sleeper. So the problem with that is I'm a really good sleeper. So I'll nap for like 8 hours, no problem. It's a problem. And so I know, like, if I'm stressed, I will choose a nap over anything else. And so I have to like split my day up well so that I don't end up napping, which then ends up wrecking my night sleep, which then makes me late in the morning, which then adds to the stress because I didn't get things done. So if I plan things, because I know, like, personally, I will take a nap at 2:30, if 1:30, 2:30. If I have an app option, I'm sleeping. Okay. And so if I plan things that I have to like go to lunch and then I have to do something else afterward, then I kind of get past that window of taking a nap. And it makes my night sleep so much better. It sounds so stupid, but it works.
It's really not. I mean, it's really about understanding what your body needs.
Mhm.
And for the most part, like us adults, like we almost don't need a nap per se because
No.
it messes up
I'm shutting
our
down my
evening.
brain. That's what I'm doing.
It messes up our evening sleeping.
Yep.
So like whenever I do take, like if I get home from somewhere and I take a nap at like 5:30 or
Oh no,
whatever,
that's bedtime.
like I should just
Yeah.
put myself to bed. And
Yes.
most likely I'm gonna wake up at like 3 in the morning and I can't go back to sleep.
Correct.
So then now I'm in this cycle until I basically like retrain my body, like push my body to stay up to the time. And a lot of people deal with this with traveling. So when you change time zones, this can be affected that way. It's really about just trying to stay on your cycle the best way you can. Of course, if you're like going to New York one night and then coming back home,
It's
like
kind of hard.
it's just like that jet lag that you have to deal with. So finding your, I guess, bedtime is like ideal, especially as a business owner, because we tend to just work into the night.
No, not me, not at all.
I've even learned that I was gonna say, if you do ever hang out with me, I guess past 10, you'll see me like I'll start to get like this, like really sleepy. Once I hit 11, if I didn't go to bed, like
I'm awake again.
Yeah, I'm awake.
I'm
I
the same.
might as well stay up over like all night.
If I hit mine's midnight. If I hit midnight 30, I'm awake. I'm awake now. I'm good to go till 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Count me in. If you let me even take a minute of sleep before then, you might as well just let me sleep. So no, I'm the same way. But I do find that, planning my day looks different, right? Like, cause for example, we're doing this at 5 o'clock at night, a little, obviously it's closer to 6 now. But we're doing this 5 o'clock at night. I'm going to work now for 2 or 3 hours because I'm completely fine. But I also know I don't start my day before like 9. Like I'm not, don't ask me to be outside my house before 9 a.m. I'm a grandma. I'm not doing it. I got my doggos. I got my plants. I got my little sneaky snacks that I'm gonna eat in the morning. Like I'm gonna take myself a shower. I'm gonna do these curls so they don't look like this. Like, like I just gotta plan. I gotta think. So like, but I also know that I need to keep my day really structured. Otherwise, I will convince myself to shut down and take a nap because I don't really need the nap. I just want the shutdown part. Like the quiet time.
It's still helpful, and I think recognizing that and taking space for that is very important.
It is on certain days.
Well, and knowing that that you need that. So like yesterday I suffer from headaches and I'm still trying to understand why I get these headaches. I could drink water all day long. I could do all the things and
still surprised. So
last night I had one of like my really, really bad ones, like in tears because the pain is so bad, right?
Yeah.
I needed to do stuff. Probably shouldn't have because it's probably what made
it pushed past. Yeah.
Come way worse, like stronger, and then all that kind of stuff. So I think understanding as a business owner and stuff, it's like if your body is yelling at you to like stop, like listen to it.
Yeah.
Basically, I mean, like, yes, we have stuff to get done, but like at the same time, it's like, okay, so you're gonna push yourself to a point that instead of being down for a count for one day, now you're down for a count for 3 days because you just pushed yourself.
Yes. No. And I personally run into that quite a bit. Because I will push myself, like I'm gonna get scheduled, I gotta do it, which is true. I do have to, but then as long as I plan around it well, like I am eating those little snacky snacks. I am planning like what I'm eating, why I'm eating, where I'm eating it, when I get to take a nap, if it's just 10 minutes or 15 minutes, because again, I'm a sleeper. That's really how I really stress it. I'm gonna be honest. I'm a sleeper. Well, that and my horse time.
That's the best way to heal is sleep. I mean, I wish I could sleep more.
That's why I never really push myself to like not be a sleeper, because like so many people, like if you listen, it's one of my biggest pet peeves, you've listened to the entrepreneur hustle culture where it's like you got 3 work days, one from 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. and then one from noon to 8 and then one from 8 to midnight, and you're like, shut up. No, I don't. Like it's just not like, yeah, you can time split your day nicely. But in the end, that's not actually how days work. And that's not actually how your body works. And, each person has a certain amount of exercise and water and food that they need to take in to be able to accomplish certain things. I mean, one of my biggest things I tell every single new entrepreneur is you have to find a way to incorporate movement, because in 2 years, you're going to come to me and you're going to say my back hurts without fail.
Yeah.
Every single entrepreneur I know.
You're constantly
'Cause you're working
and you're sitting and like
and you're stressing
mhm.
and like we all hold our stress in our shoulders, and if you have upper back problems, you have lower back problems. That's how that works, right? And so without fail, if I like if somebody sits in my office like, oh, my back hurts, I'm like, you have not been doing no movement. And like when I say movement, I mean like go for a walk, and then if your back really does hurt, like my back really does hurt because I do feet, side note, for horses, which is a lot of like bending, and
yeah.
like you have to very specifically strengthen that.
Yeah.
And I forgot about that actually because it was so bad that I started going to a new chiropractor. I hadn't been to a chiropractor in years. Started going to a new chiropractor. I was like, crack that shit back in shape. I give up. Like just like push a button and like pop some shit, right? Like just like turn me into a pretzel, but make it feel better, right? And he was like, you know the reason, you know this. My shoulder kept popping out. My dislocation, right? Which, if something like that starts happening to you, it's a sign that your body is telling you something. I know this. I didn't care. Okay? I didn't care. She knows I didn't care. I was like, it's fine. Everything's fine. Right? So, like, I did all the things, right? And, like, working on push-ups, making sure all the muscles are, like, you know, the big muscles around here are strong. I go to this chiropractor, and he goes, I mean, that's great that like your biceps and, you know, your triceps, everything are really, really strong. He's like, that's not the muscles you need to strengthen. And I went, what? You know, because I sit at a computer so often, right? I lean forward into a computer. It's all my scapular muscles, the muscles that go underneath your big scapula, that actually hold your shoulder in place. And so if you're sitting at a computer a lot and like leaning forward, you're not using them. Versus like if you sit up like that, if you like bring your shoulders back, you tighten them. And I went, oh my God. And I was like, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So not even lying. And this is where like a healthy lifestyle coach helps because like they can point some of this stuff out. And so I go to the gym. I'm like, okay, you know, sure, whatever. I'm gonna listen to a man. Okay. So anyway, I go to this gym. I'm in the gym and I'm like doing specific. So I was a personal trainer for years. So like I'm like, okay, I gotta like train these muscles, right? So I go to train them. And like when I tell you I'm really strong, I can like 50-pound dumbbells I can do. Okay. I go to train like these specific, no other muscles are being used, just these muscles. Girl, I
10
am
pounds, not even
10 pounds. I embarrassed the hell out of myself. I was sitting there, you know, like when you sit in the gym, you're like, oh no. It was so bad. And I went, oh, okay, first of all, I should listen to the man. He was right. Okay. So I went the next time and I was like, just so you know, Doc, he was right. He was so right. I'm gonna fix it. I have fixed it. He can't even dig in the muscles anymore. The muscles are strong. Okay. But it was so important because it was somebody outside of me, right? And I'm like, hey, I had these problems. Just, you know, side note, you know, as we're doing things. And he went, wait a second. I have the education and I have the knowledge to point you in the right direction. He was like, and he literally offered, he was like, do you want to come to the gym with me? I'll show you how to. I was like, no, I got you. I know how to do the exercise. I just don't be. You know, so it was really helpful because he was going to point me to a personal trainer that could have helped me fix this. And you know, same difference, right? Like if I came and said, hey, like these things might be not working, you would have said, hey, like try these couple things. And some of them, I will tell you, like the doctors, like the actual like people that did MRIs and stuff on the shoulder told me I needed surgery. And I went, no, thank you. Because they were going to put a rope in my shoulder to hold it in. Yeah, that's what you do for dislocations. And, you know, in all honesty, if it was just a little bit worse, I probably would have let them. But I just had a little micro tear. And I was like, micro tears are fixable. Big tear, not so fixable. Micro, fixable. Anyway, so I say all that because this is where a healthy lifestyle coach could help. Anyway. Okay, so here we go. If an entrepreneur is only going to focus on 3 wellness habits, what, in your professional opinion, should they focus on first and why? So 3 of them. Like if you're going to pick 3 things for them to do.
Okay. So if you're an entrepreneur and you need to focus on yourself, but that's first and foremost.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's truly about making sure that you get enough um, food in your system.
Mm-hmm.
So, making sure that you have healthy snacks that you can go to, you know, and then also the movement that you speak of,
Yeah.
getting up out of your chair or whatever you are focusing on. If you're feeling stressful, even
Yep.
going for a walk, taking some deep breaths, just something. I also think of that as like so when I was in school, like the studies. So I think it's like 20 minutes of like focus work, and then you get up for like 5 to 10 minutes and you like stretch or do whatever. So having some kind of routine where you're stepping away
And actually moving.
And then I mean, sleep is extremely important. So I mean, those are the main things.
So food, movement, sleep.
Yes.
Okay.
And then one other thing is also keep your friends. Try to keep that relationship between, because you want a nice balance between work and play.
Mm-hmm.
You really do.
Yeah.
I know workaholics, so
we wouldn't know nothing about
yes,
that.
But having, even if it is a hobby, something to step away from like the constant working. Like go do something else.
Yeah. Okay. I like that.
So those are like the main things, and then a lot of the like other aspects that life brings in, they all kind of trickle together.
Yeah.
What was it? Intimacy. I'm not talking about sex. I'm talking about like even having a conversation with someone. Hanging out, vibing,
yeah.
Doing all that kind of stuff. Like that, that stuff is important for your mental health as well.
It
so,
is. Yeah. And you can only do that with friends. Okay, you can do that technically with a dog or a kitty cat. I'm not gonna lie to you. I do that a lot. But it is helpful when you can just like sit and gaggle.
Yeah.
Giggle and gaggle.
Yeah.
That is helpful.
Really get out of that like go aspect. Get more into your creative juices. I mean, it goes back to that question before, the chronic stress. It helps with stress. Because I mean, like, look, I can laugh at myself, right? But it's different when you have somebody and they're laughing, then you're laughing and you're releasing a lot of that stress that you're holding on to. So, but you want to, first and foremost, keep yourself healthy, and so you can keep going. So, like eating, fueling your body so you can work. Yeah. Fueling your body, movement. Even if it is walking, and not just like, oh, I'm getting up to go pee. That's me getting up. No. Like actually like focus.
Intentionally moving.
Intentional movement.
Yeah.
Even just standing up and stretching, all those things. I've had little notes before to remind me to like sit up straight.
Yeah.
So even simple little things like that. So you could like every 15 minutes have an alarm go off that says, "Are you sitting up straight?" And then it's like, okay, I'm sitting up straight.
Like, let me do my core. Let me like, yeah.
So and then like of course, so for myself, 20 minutes is like too short of a time for me.
Yeah, I'm a 40-minute girl.
For like focusing. So sometimes like a good hour of focus is what I need. And then I have even my watch. I'm not wearing it right now, but it probably would have already told me you need to stand up. So, but having something just
to remind
you that you need to move, because sooner or later, like your back will hurt and then you won't be able to do the workouts you want to do. So, those are the four things. As much as you want three, but it's four. Because you really do need that work and play. Go binge watch something for like 2 hours.
Go hang out with yourself. No, I don't disagree. And I will say, like, I think that's something that I have come into in my elder millennial age now. Actually, no, I'm only 22. Get it right. But is like actual like girl time, which I don't think I did in my 20s. Like I legitimately can't think of well, I know I did it, but like it wasn't the same.
Mhm.
And just recently, one of my girlfriends and I, we were like just texting. We're like, "What are you doing Saturday?" She was like, "Nothing." And I was like, "I'm also doing nothing on a Saturday. That's wild." And so we went to Lake Geneva and like walked around and had like
Mhm.
girl dinner, and it was super fun. And we like giggled and gaggled, like, and I just like driving home, I went, "Yeah, I need to plan these more often."
Mhm.
Not necessarily with her all the time because, we all have lives, but even though she's a vibe, even though she's all of my friends are introverted. I think it's because I'm so extroverted.
Yeah.
And so like they've got one good thing in them like once a quarter.
Well, they're
you know,
introverts. So.
they're introverts. Now I will say, as extroverted as I am, because I own a business,
Mhm.
it takes a lot out of me. Like I go to a BA5 and like I'm wiped for the next 2 days because I've chatted with everybody, I introduce people, blah 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 blah, blah, and then I'm done. Like, don't talk to me. You can
Mhm.
email me. I'll probably maybe email you back. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, it's one of those things. And so understanding that like work and play aspect, like just because you're doing something social does not necessarily mean it counts.
Mhm.
And so it definitely, that was a learning experience for me on my side, but the work, the play aspect really has come in the last couple of years, and I'm like, this is kind of a vibe, like
Mhm.
even there's like a dinner party at my house, like like we all just kind of like sit down and have dinner and just like hang out for a second
Yeah.
and chat, and I be doing my bits, making everybody laugh, and it's a vibe. So I think that's a really good one to point out.
Mhm.
And then for anyone that's watching now that maybe wasn't listening earlier, Caitlin brought up that food should include protein, fat,
And fat.
carb, right? So, like, if you're grabbing a bag of Gardettos, great for the carb. Where's your fat and your protein?
What's a carb?
You don't know what Gardettos are? Oh my god, girl. Okay, so Gardettos, if you get like the
Carb.
trail mix that's all salty, it's got like pretzels in it and like a little what I'm a now I have to get her
Okay.
a bag of Gardettos. Anyway, they're like little rye chips, and they got salt on them.
Fried chips? Are
Yeah,
they the brown?
the brown
Yeah.
thingies.
Oh,
Them's
okay.
good.
Okay.
Them's
That
real good.
that is a carb,
That is a
but
carb.
it's more like a chip.
Yeah, but it's a carb. But grabbing a bag of Gardettos is not a sneaky snack.
I mean,
It could fuel you, but it's not great.
no.
Not great. That's a
I
lot of things in
mean,
there. But it's
yeah.
so tasty. I'm a big salt girl. I'm like less sugar, more salt.
Mhm.
Um, like you can get me with a pickle. You might not get me with a cupcake. You know what I mean?
Chocolate covered pickle on a cupcake.
Gross. Um, but like if you like literally brought in a pickle and a cupcake, I would choose a pickle any day.
Okay.
But technically pickles are okay for you. So
Well, it's cucumbers
it's cucumbers in some
and
salt and
brine.
some vinegar. Where can you go
Vinegar,
wrong?
brine. I actually just made some pickles, so
Did you?
yeah.
Oh, I
I
love
should have brought the can then.
See, this is
Seen
what
it,
you
been
do.
like,
Yeah.
try this.
Yeah, see, that's the one thing. I mean, I know how to make pickles, but I don't pickle things very often. And you're like
I just pickle cucumbers
cucumbers,
and make
but like
pickles.
if you go back in history, we're going back to the food thing.
We
Side
did
note.
talk about your ancestors. I
Yeah,
looked it up,
what
so
your ancestors eat. And like I was just talking to one of my best friends, Yasmin, she sits on the BRP board. Um, she's Palestinian.
mhm.
And so, we were talking about, and she was like, just because of like my literal genetic ancestry, I think I'm probably very insulin resistant because that's not what we eat.
Yeah.
You go over to Palestine, like they don't eat rice.
Mhm.
Like it's not a thing. And I went, that's really true. Because like you go to Africa, they don't be doing that either.
Mhm.
Right? You go to Mexico or South America, they don't be doing it like that.
I was gonna say, even when I went to Greece, like the food was just so. I mean, I I mean, we swam in the ocean. Don't get me wrong. That's
Yeah.
probably the most workout that I did, and I was actually losing weight. I didn't have to like
Yeah.
go work out hard
Because
to.
America is very just carb heavy in general.
Yeah.
And it's very undigestible carb heavy.
Yeah.
Because if you look at like the way that we make bread versus like the way they make bread
Mhm.
across the pond, like very different. Anyway,
Very different.
so we were literally just having that conversation this week, and she was like, I just came to this realization, and I was like, oh, I'm a bad friend. I should have brought that up to you. My bad. And she's like, I just came to this realization. She's like, I started eating more like to what my genetics are used to.
Mhm.
And she's like, girl, I'm killing the game. And I was like, good for you, baby.
Yeah.
And so like that brought me back to like, yeah, I do that as well. Like I just started, I don't know, a year and a half ago, I started incorporating dates into my diet, which are a great fuel, by the way.
Mhm.
Amazing fuel. Like I can eat 2 or 3 dates and be good for multiple hours. Because
I
like
can
your
see
body
that,
it fuels your body, and it's a
Mhm.
healthy sugar.
Yep.
It's easily digestible. It's a whole thing,
It
and
is.
there's a reason why whole cultures survive off of dates.
Amazing.
Anyway, wellness things. That's my snacky, by the way. That's like my
That's
go-to.
lovely.
That or a hard-boiled egg. Cause like it's easy, and
Yeah.
ain't nobody got time for not easy. That hard-boiled egg, chia seed pudding,
Mhm.
made with coconut milk, so you get the nice fats in there.
Yeah.
Delicious, and a little honey. Just kiss.
I wish I could eat chia seeds. They
You
bloat
can't?
me.
Really?
Yep. It's wild.
There must be that kind of fiber.
Mhm.
Your body doesn't like that kind of fiber, because fiber is a probiotic for those that are watching.
Yes, you do, and you do need fiber as well. So
Yeah, but usually if you're doing the right kind of carbs,
yeah,
you're okay.
Yeah, that's
okay.
true.
But all right. So if people want to ask you questions, we've been talking for forever. If people want to ask you questions, they're like, oh, maybe she can help me find like some of these stress patterns that I'm going through, or like my brain gets foggy at 3:30. Why? Or, my shoulder is chronically popping out and I need somebody else to help me figure out right.
What is it?
Chiropractor, apparently.
PT.
Yeah. Well, and like that's the thing is like I went to a PT. I went to a physical therapist.
You did.
And she was like, "Oh, you still have full rotation?" And I was like, "Yeah, it all moves." I'm like, "It comes out." Cuz like usually if you didn't know this until I did it, cuz mine you can dislocate it a few different ways. You can pull it this way,
Mhm.
which you've broken your clavicle. You can go backwards, which is wild. Don't even know how you do that. And then you can go forward, because if you look at the joint, this shoulder joint, it's just
Mhm.
like a little flap of cartilage that holds it in. It's very badly designed, if I do say so myself. I'm gonna have a word with the creator. Anyway, very badly designed. So usually it comes forward. So like your shoulder comes out and forward like this,
Mhm.
and then it just sits, because like where is it gonna go?
Yeah.
And the only thing holding it is your muscles. Okay. So usually when they put it back in, there's such a big rip that you can't rotate your shoulder anymore, because it literally just pulls on the rip.
Mhm.
I don't know how I got lucky. Maybe because I eat healthy, or I've got enough collagen, or whatever. I don't know. I only micro ripped it. We have no clue how it got out, in all honesty, the first time. Okay. Like no clue how it made it out without like destroying my cartilage. Okay. Then I proceeded to do it 2 more times.
Well,
Okay, that I
didn't work
knew
the first time.
the first time. Well, then the micro rip just kind of like left things out. So, it was like, but that being said, I went to a PT,
Mhm.
and talking about things like, if we go back, if you're just watching now, go back to the beginning. And we talked about like somebody will say something and that's a no for me,
Mhm.
and I went 3 times, and I went, this is dumb. This is a no for me. I have full rotation, because the whole point of physical therapy is to get you back to full use.
Mhm.
I had full use. I couldn't figure out why it kept popping out, because this shoulder don't pop out. Why is this one doing it? And I asked the orthopedic guy, and he's so funny. I broke my leg a few years ago. Okay. And so he did my broken leg. I went for my shoulder. He goes, well, you have horses. I thought I was going to see you way sooner than this. And I was like, screw you, man. Screw you.
Wow.
Which is true, because I have in fact broken both feet, and I don't go back. Well, when you have 1,500 pounds stuck on your foot, it breaking.
Well, yeah, of course.
It's breaking. And so, but I'm not going back for that. That's horse girl shit. It's fine. It literally is fine. If I can put a shoe on it, we're good to go.
Are you limping?
No.
Okay.
It's fine. Did I
Your body.
did I kill all the nerves in that foot?
Probably.
100. I couldn't feel the outside of this foot for like 6 months. It
gosh.
was bad. Anyway,
See a doctor.
but I asked him, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is where like you can like when you're talking about your health and your wellness, you can like
Mhm.
I asked him, I was like, what's going on? I broke my leg like a little old lady. Like literally I got a little old lady break in my leg. He was like, oh, I didn't realize you were so young. This is usually like an 80-year-old woman thing. That's the first thing he said to me when he met me when I broke my leg. And I was like, oh. And then I did my shoulder and I was like, what is going on? And like I'm really strong. So I was like, what is going on? He was just like, bad luck, man. Like, that's what he told me. And I was like, this is not helpful because there is a reason why my body is doing this.
Yes.
And so it took me a few different practitioners to talk to and
Mhm.
like what that was a no, that's a no, that's a no. And finally I found one that kind of gave me an answer. And I will tell you right now, it has never been so stable. Well, since
That's
I popped
great.
before I popped it out, it was more stable. But like it hasn't been so stable since. And just like kind of an eye-opening experience, if I will say so myself. Okay. But anyway, if you are like me and constantly have these kind of questions, and maybe wants me to you know help you answer some of them, how can they get a hold of you, Caitlin?
So you can email me at Coach Katlyn, which is COACHK and then the number 8 LYN at KatlynHanover.com, which is then just my name, Katlyn, KatlynHanover.com.
Mm-hmm.
You can email me. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram, which is at Coach Katlyn with the 8. As well as what was it? You can phone me at 630-835-8936.
We getting digits, folks.
So
Okay.
But yeah, just reach out as much as you can. I can't remember the number for my texting, but
That's okay.
so,
If you are listening and you're like, whoa, can't find her, just message BRP. We will put you in touch with her expeditiously.
yes.
Because you are in a wealth of knowledge, if I do say so myself.
Thank you.
I mean, I had you on the masterclass, so I feel like that just automatically makes you a wealth of knowledge, but I digress. So thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments wherever you find this, and I will get her those questions and answers. And I think that's it.
Do you have any follow-ups?
I don't have any follow-ups.
Okay.
No, this one might be like turned into a blog actually though, real talk. Because like I think some of those like those 4 things and then like looking at like your protein, carb, fat, I think that's all like really like just foundational wellness stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That especially when we're focusing on growing a business, we completely forget about it. I forget about it. And like I remember back when now it's my problem. I sold my software company, or I sold my marketing agency and I bought my software company. I stopped eating because I was in the middle of a divorce. It was a whole hot mess. I stopped eating, and you would think that would make me super skinny. No, it did not. I put on like 40 pounds. And it took me a long time to figure out that I was putting weight on because my body was in starvation mode. And like it was like, well, you're not feeding me, so I have to hold on to as much as possible. And so as soon as I started like eating, if we're gonna be honest, I started doing better. And so just like little, and like sometimes it's stuff that I already know, but it's like little reminders that help me be like, duh, Jocelyn, like duh. Like what was it? I was really shaky for a while and I was like, what is going on? And then I was like, iron, you need iron. Iron woman. Or like I was really tired and I'm like, vitamin D. Yeah. You need vitamin D, and like it's just like sometimes you have to like talk it out with somebody and be like, oh, duh, that's what it is.
I was gonna say to add into that iron and all that kind of stuff. If you see this like and you're like, oh, maybe I just need vitamin D, please go see your doctor and get a blood panel before you do that. Please go get the baseline of what your body is actually needing. So like I have I can't think of it's a blood thing. It's a Mediterranean blood thing. And I shouldn't be taking iron pills because it doesn't help my body.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
do you have to do the transfusion then?
No, I don't have to.
Oh.
It's I forgot what it is exactly, but basically iron doesn't help it.
Interesting.
It doesn't help do anything for my body.
No, I will say
anything, the only time it would help is if I'm pregnant because the baby's taking something from my body.
Yeah.
But ultimately, like putting iron into my system, it doesn't do anything.
You're gonna pee it right back out.
It doesn't. It's the form of how my blood cells are, or whatever.
Doesn't attach well.
Something like that. I just know it's a Mediterranean thing.
Things you need to know.
So you really, like, if you're on a bunch of vitamins and all that kind of stuff,
and you're not feeling any better, go to a doctor.
Go see a doctor. I tell people, like, you basically need a blank canvas. Like, take out everything and add in stuff little by little.
Yeah. And I will say, maybe Kane will watch this. Maybe I'll just put it in at the end. Whatever. I don't know. But Kane sits on our board for the business book. And he, because we're entrepreneurs, we don't always have health insurance. He found this app that he pays into. I think it's like $80 a month. But still, but you get full panel blood work every single year. So you can kind of see where you're at. I don't have to do that. Thank you, U.S. government. I'm a veteran, so I just go to the VA hospital and I say, take my blood, and they will do a full panel. I did do a full panel, and I was like, they're literally doctor's words were, "Wow, how are you still alive?" Because my vitamin D was so low. Okay, so I had to figure it out. But again, like if I had somebody to bounce idea, like I'm dying here, like I can't stay awake. I have so much brain fog. Like I was like, I'm like, what is going on? I can't even get through an email like in one sitting, you know? And I started taking an exorbitant amount of vitamin D because fun facts, if you live in the Midwest, the chances that you're vitamin D deficient is incredibly high. And if you is maybe a little melanin in your skin, a little brown, it's even worse. So so anyway, because we are not meant to be up here, that's why we're brown. And so we need to help our bodies a little bit. And so that being said, it changed it. And so like I can tell, like, because I'm down to like the normal dose now because I've like re-brought my levels up, and I can tell like if I need to like up my dosage because I'll start getting tired and I'll be like, ooh, yeah, maybe like for whatever reason I wasn't outside as much, or the sun didn't shine, or whatever. My body didn't metabolize it well, and I need to do that. But it's because I have that baseline. And when I say because, like, I literally get blood work every 6 months because of the lupus, but I had that baseline to say, like, this is where I'm at iron wise, this is where I'm at, you know, vitamin D, like all these things. So I knew what I needed to add in. Side notes, things you should do.
I was gonna say, I love the fact that you said that, like, when you feel a little tired and all that kind of stuff, and you also talked about how you upped it and then you lowered it. So like understanding that about yourself, like when it's sunny out, I usually don't take my vitamin D and my vitamin K because it's sunny out, and I'm especially if I'm going to be outside, like I just don't take it because I don't want to up my chances of like being overly filled.
Well, because they're like, you can go too far, like if you do too much vitamin C, it will wreck your gastrointestinal system. But.
So it's you really have to everything you take like consume into your body, like there needs to be like, why are you doing it? What you know, like what is the prescription being used for? Basically. And you can think of having fuel, like why are you eating this? What are you fueling? You know, your brain works on, you know, the carbs and the protein and fat. So it's like, if nothing has those in there, what are you doing?
Yeah, what are you eating? You're eating air. Like,
well, I mean, it's possible. It's a texture thing.
It needs to be perfectly smooth, so I'm eating air. No, I think that's really important. And I will say, like, I do much better if I meal plan and prep, versus like I have to DoorDash something because I'm in between two meetings and I can't even leave my office right here. And those are the weeks and the days that I just don't do very well. even if I am planning to do like, okay, I'm gonna do a salad with like, egg on it,
Boiled
and like,
eggs?
yeah, boiled egg. I'm a boiled egg eater. It's a problem. I will eat. I have no problem eating like 3 eggs, 8 eggs a day. Like so many
Wow.
eggs. I love eggs. I don't know why. I think, but I'm very averse to meat. Like I will eat most seafood, and beef, but that's it. Chicken, not
You don't like
turkey.
chicken either?
No, I don't know what's going on. I don't know.
Just
I'm
listen to your body. I haven't eaten chicken really. I mean, I if I do eat it, I actually have to be the one that cooks it.
Yes.
And then on top of it, like if it's not super moist, like I'm not
touching it. I don't know what and I think I can swear, and I can't ever prove it. They started feeding the chicken something. They put something
very
in the chicken food
possible.
because all of a sudden one day I was like, and then like I'd be like, oh, this is fine chicken, and then the next chicken I'd be like, can't do it. And now it's just like, no chicken. I've never liked turkey. I don't like anything pork except for bacon. I fucks up bacon, but bacon is not good for you, folks. It's not good for you. So I try not to even have that in my house because I will eat
a lot of it.
So much bacon, and it goes down so easy.
Do you make it crispy?
Hell yeah.
Oh, that's the best way. It's like velvet. It like melts in your
and it's
mouth.
Gone. But then it's like gone. So it's a problem.
Gone.
So I don't do it.
I don't even eat bacon. I mean, that's weird. I know it only because sometimes I crave it, and
bacon is just, it's so good. But that being said, like I am not a pork eater. Assalamu alaikum. Not really. But I would fit right in with that crowd because of that. And like, so I'm just like super picky about what proteins I'm able to eat. I don't know why, because my body says I don't like it, I guess is the thing. But if I meal prep, then I can have a plan of like, okay, like I have, salmon and broccoli, which is good carbs and fiber, and then like usually I'll make salmon with like olive oil, so that adds my fat, and then salmon has fat. So like, you know what I mean? Like I'm like full circling it that way. I'm more of a savory eater than I am a sugar eater. So like I usually don't prep a lot of sugar stuff, which is nice. Chia seed pudding, I'm telling you.
I was gonna say, I know you brought
You can do that with flaxseed too,
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you can do flaxseed pudding. You have to heat that though. It makes it.
Yeah, it's definitely a different texture type of thing. I was gonna say, you brought up like legumes and stuff. So people who are what is it, vegan? That's more of the things that they eat.
Yeah,
their protein is very, very low.
Yeah.
So like legumes don't have they
have protein.
I mean, look, peanuts is a legume. Peanut butter has 8 grams of protein. You know, like, so it's not very high in protein. So that's when like protein supplements such as powders and stuff would be, or like the collagen to your coffee would even be.
Don't touch my coffee. I tried that.
Unflavored?
I tried it. It was too much. I can't do it. That is a texture. That actually is a texture thing. It was weird.
There is, because I mean, in some respect, it almost kind of tastes like gelatin.
Yeah, I was not a vibe. I do like Jello though, so I don't know. Jello is good. But okay, we've talked a lot. Yeah. Thank you for watching. For everyone that watched, if you have questions, feel free to reach out to Katlyn or me, and I'll remind you to drink water.